those vegan guys. Thank you.
Hello beautiful people, it's an old style kitchen vlog with Paul, so I hope you've got yourself a coffee. I haven't, but only because I've only just had one and I don't want my belly full of coffee. I just wanted to explain again that my health journey vlogs will continue, but they're going to continue either once or twice a week with just a kind of update. But it's been a really interesting series, and it's been really interesting for me to look back on and to look at what days have I felt the best, and there have definitely been the whole food plant-based days. I've felt the best, so I've quite naturally now I'm going to start leaning much more towards that, and just looking into I've noticed actually bloody Hench Herbivore again, sticking over internet, him and that Gemma, which is gorgeous. I've seen her skin lately. Well, what they've done is they've only released another recipe from the book, brownies, healthy brownies made with black beans. You know I'm doing it. You know I'm doing it. This vlog today is about so many things. But first I'm going to link the Health Journeys playlist up there, because basically I've documented 3 weeks, three weeks from the 1st of June to the 22nd actually was the last one I put on last night. 22 days of food have been documented, and in those 22 days I've lost 3 kilograms, which is just under half a stone. So no complaints from me, honey. And so it is a good way to just to start focusing on more whole food, plant-based foods, have less oil, be more active. It's pretty simple really. Who knew? I knew. I'm a bloody health trainer. I've got a qualification and everything. I touched upon it yesterday, and I couldn't talk about it too much because it's who knew, empathy actually makes you feel things for other people. But hearing the story about Regan Russell and finding out a bit more about this lady was 65 years old, and she'd been an activist for 40 years, the age of my husband. Started way back in 1979, always fighting for a cause. And for those of you that don't know what these pig saves are all about, there was a time not too long ago when I said I could never go to one. I was worried that I might get too emotional or too angry. I was worried that I might lull the animals into a false sense of security. But then I went and I documented it, and I put the link to the full video up there, and it was a very powerful experience. It was very early in the new year, or was it between Christmas and New Year? I can't remember. I think it was very early in the new year. Might have been the first one of 2020. Anyway, have a check out of the video, and I met the people that were there, and I bore witness to truckloads of pigs going into Tulip Slaughterhouse, which is not enough miles away from where I live. And the aim of these is for a moment of kindness, a moment of compassion, maybe a squirt of water for these animals who've been in these trucks for goodness knows how long, in all kinds of weather, with obviously no food. They're just packed in there because they're on the way to the slaughter. There's no food or water or hay to lie on, or it's they're a mess. And it's just about showing them a moment of kindness. Anyway, so this wonderful woman, Regan, was at one of these events at a slaughterhouse, and she was in front of one of the trucks, which is kind of standard practice, and they would stop for a couple of minutes and let the people show kindness, and then they would go in anyway, and this one didn't stop. And so Regan was dragged underneath the truck for a very long stretch of the road and killed for being compassionate. And of course there are horrific people saying, well, she deserves it. You can't make people think, can you? You can't force people to be compassionate. If you try to explain to somebody why that's a cruel thing they're saying, they'll just get defensive. You can point to doors all you want, but people have to choose to walk through them themselves. And it's the same at the moment with the whole Black Lives Matter, which, you know, people still don't get it. They still respond with all lives matter. I wrote a status this morning actually saying, yo, humans, if all lives matter is such an important phrase to you, why the fuck aren't you vegan yet? All means all, right? But of course it's not necessarily in a response to life, is it? It comes from feeling excluded, like people feel they're being excluded. If I say that, that's not about me. What about me? Huh? Another vlog I did recently that you might be interested in, I'll link it up there. What about me? It's how the world runs now. So yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to a wonderful fighter for the rights of lives, who was killed in an horrific way. And there's a new bill in Canada. One of our subscribers pointed out a petition about it the other day, but I'll post that one if I don't find a bigger one in the first comment. It's to stop this. It's basically an ag-gag law. It will basically criminalise people standing in front of slaughterhouses, giving those moments of kindness to pigs who haven't chosen to die, don't want to die, but they will. And this law will make it illegal to do that, and you'll get a fine of up to 15,000 Canadian dollars. Bill 158185. First comment. Find out a bit more about it. And then of course 3 LGBTQ men sat sitting in a park in Reading on a lovely day, minding their own business, get stabbed in the neck and killed by a man who apparently has pretty severe mental health issues. He's a murderer. Does it cite a lack in the funding of mental health organisations and charities across the country. Of course it does. Of course it does. It always has. And that's something they're going to have to plug quickly. Because when all this is over, there's going to be a lot of people in need of support, because it's going to be difficult to get back to normal. I was mortified last night when I went down to see my mum and she said, I've been uptown today, been in a few shops. Did you wear a mask? Yes. Oh, okay then. Because I don't go anywhere without one now, and still spending as much time at home as is possible too. I don't go for all the conspiracy theories. I know of 6 people personally who've had it. I know of 2 that have died. So, you know, yeah, it's a somber time at the moment. It's somber anyway, of course, because Line Pride was such a boost. Getting to perform live with my drag partner, who I'd not seen since March 5th, but not being able to hug was a bit hard, but it was lovely to, you know, and then after shows it's always a come down. And even more so when it's just a one-off. Gemini's already said to my asthma, while with dry weather, should we do more of them? If you didn't see the edited version, by the way, which is far better than the streamed version, I'll link it up there. It's on the Vegan Queen's channel, and their channel needs some support. So it would be awesome if you'd pop along and have a look. This very evening, after I've edited this and got it up, Jason's finished work, I'm going to have another bash at the carbonara kind of style pasta sauce. I'm going to be using smoked tofu as the kind of protein element, and trying to make a kind of carbonara sauce. I almost had it perfect last time, but I put too much oats in, so it won't be a long recipe video because it's dead simple, and all you need is the ingredients, which I'll show you on it. Hemp seed, oats, plant milk, nooch, herbs. You choose your own herbs, I'm not telling you. I'll show you what I use in the recipe video. And of course, fried bits of tofu. Almost had it perfect last time, it was lovely. But like I said, just a little bit too much oat, a little bit too much. So we're going to be filming that tonight, that will be up soon. Still got the donuts to do, I've still got brownies to do. I'm going to pick another random recipe from Hench Herbivore's cookbook, because they've gone down well so far, and I make good recipe vlogs. Got a problem with that, Mr. Herbivore? Mrs. Herbivore? No, I didn't think so. You get big lummoxes. Yeah, I'm busy, but it's lovely to have the Vegan Queens back on their own channel and focusing on there. I just wish life was back to normal and they were working. Alas, they're not, so we have to deal with that. So we'll carry on doing whatever we can digitally. Vegan Queens have their own Patreon now, and I'm going to link it. I'm going to link ours and theirs, and our and their PayPal donate link in all videos from now on, so it'll be down there in the description if you're interested. So yeah, I just wanted to have just a nice chat with you today, not talking about food or weight necessarily. He says I've done now but yammer about food, haven't I? But I wanted to acknowledge, you know, Regan's story without just saying an animal activist in Canada, which is basically what I said in yesterday's vlog. I wanted to say her name. And these poor 3 guys getting stabbed in the neck in a park in Reading by, you know, an extremely troubled individual. And so there's yesterday or Saturday, I don't know, there's a football match. I don't pay attention, I'm not interested. There's too much anger and violence that revolves around football fandom for me personally. Somebody flew a plane over the match. Saying white lives matter. And then he's proudly owned it today. Said, me that, I'm not apologising. And of course all the newspapers have latched onto it, and they've shared the news on Facebook. And the comments do nothing but prove that people don't want to learn. Prove that people are all, what about me? And find it very difficult to understand why something's happening at this particular moment. I had a dreadful argument with a woman in comments in my local newspaper who just said, enough with this hero worship of a thug. Tried pointing out to her that just the fact that you're saying that when a man was killed over several minutes with a knee on his neck from someone who's employed by the government to serve and protect as a law enforcement official, the fact that all you can say is that screams that you're a racist. She comes back, oh, stop virtue signalling. This is what people do, anything to deflect. And saw a brilliant quote the other day. If I can find it, I'll whack it up somewhere. And John Cleese apparently said, "Snowflake is the word used by sociopaths to something." It's very good. I quite like the word snowflake. Snowflakes are unique. Completely individual, beautiful. What's not to like about that? So yeah, I suppose this is a funny one today, and I don't mean funny I just mean funny strange, because I've been so focused on the health stuff, but all this stuff's been going off in the background, and then Line Pride comes along and it's wonderful, and then it's over, and it's just a bit you know, and it's constantly tiring reading all these comments from people, like I said before, who clearly don't want to learn, will just get defensive and go on the attack the second that you point out that there's something they need to learn, or perhaps should consider learning. And so there's not even much point in saying that, and then you get all these people saying, oh, I'm not going to block people just because they think differently to me. No, I don't. I usually block people when they show an inability or an unwillingness to learn new information. you've got to be, as a human being in this day and age, you have to be a constantly evolving and learning creature. You can't get to a point where you just say, oh yeah, that's me, I'm done now, these are my opinions forever. You have to think, am I dealing with that right? How would I feel in that position? It's all in that What About Me video. And you know, as we're hurtling towards the end of June now, I have to, because really it's the last day of me celebrating my birthday, which was last Wednesday. I said celebrate for a week, so I have to officially stop tomorrow and take the cards down. But it has been a lovely week. It really has. Starting off with my birthday live chat, which were all incredibly generous and have super chatted us enough that we can get a nice big planter for the garden, like a wooden one, you know, like a tiered one, and either air fryer or Instant Pot. And then Mum and Dad Brom gave me enough money to get the other air fryer off. So I've just got to wait for the end of the month for everything to kind of settle into place. I think that the super chats from Lime Pride may well roll over to next month's payment from Google, because it takes days for it to actually show up on you. I've screenshotted it, well Jason screenshotted it after the event, that shows how much super chats were there, but it never quite matches what's in the what the back engine's telling you. I know they take their cut and everything, but sometimes it's like, yeah, well you don't take that much, so why is that not matching up? But I think the same thing happened last month. Some of what should have been paid out for last month kind of got rolled over onto this. Oh, it's a right, what's the word, to do, and I haven't even quite got my head around it all yet, but I'm sure it'll sort itself out. And you were, all of you, incredibly generous. Oh, do you know what else I'm going to link down there in the description? Only because a few of you have asked. I'm going to link our Amazon wish list down there as well, because quite a few people have asked actually. So, but it's I mean, it's a wish list for Paul and Jason as those vegan guys. Some of the things on there are quite pricey because they aren't things we intend to get, as you know, you've got to speculate to accumulate, but first sometimes you've got to accumulate before you can speculate. Nobody tells you that part. So yeah, I'll put that down there too. Did I mention before the Vegan Queens have got Patreon now as well, and the links will be down there. We're trying to do all we can to focus on the thing we love the most, which is this YouTube channel, and running a YouTube channel and doing all that we do, all the recipes and everything. It's yeah, it's just lovely. So yeah, try not to let the human race constantly disappoint you too much that it has a massively negative impact on your life. Reach out to those who need to learn something, and if they immediately react by snapping at you, walk away, move away. You have to. Self-protection is what it's all about. So anyway, I want to thank you so much for watching. I will see you again very soon, and until then, the Vegan Queens channel. Sorry. Until then, please be excellent to yourselves and each other. Bye, loves. I bloody love you.